After 22 years on the radio, we couldn't stay quiet for long.
We're Lori and Julia, still loud.
Pop culture, gossip, books, TV, music,
and probably a little too much laughter.
Let's do this.
Hello, everybody. This is Lori and Julia, and we are still loud. And we couldn't be more delighted today to have back one of our favorite guests when we had our radio program all those years, Chris Hewitt from the Star Tribune. Hi, Chris Hewitt.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you.
And we always loved having you on Friday because that could sometimes be a low energy day. And at the end of the year, around the holidays, we have so many movies to talk about and books and things like that. So we always loved having you be a Friday guest if you were in town.
We just loved having you be our guest.
I never knew I came in on low energy.
I thought that was a diss, and that's why I was trying to recover for her. But
it doesn't seem like a diss.
It's not a diss to you. We just needed like some lift, and because you always are a fountain of information and are a great storyteller, you're our second podcast guest.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Very
and I will try to be as buoyant as I possibly can.
I hope so. I hope so. Okay.
Well, I don't want to start on this isn't a buoyant note, but last weekend, Rob Reiner and his wife were killed by their son, allegedly. It seems that that's who it is. And I know I just watched When Harry Met Sally. I happened to DVR it last week. And that movie is picture perfect. The only thing that ages that movie is the hair and the clothes. But otherwise, it could be a modern story that's being told right now.
Interesting. I haven't watched it for a long time. That's good to hear. The one of his movies that I've watched most recently is The Princess Bride, and every bit of that holds up too. So
doesn't it? And in all these, the entertainment shows, I mean, it's really rocked Hollywood because he was a brilliant director, actor. He was just
producer.
And it seemed to be so loved by everybody, except for obviously whatever is wrong with his son. But I watched a thing because people are putting a lot of clips, and 3 days before his dad, Carl Reiner, died, they reenacted the last scene of Peter Falk and Fred Savage, and it was Rob Reiner.
In The Princess Bride.
In The Princess Bride, Rob Reiner's in bed playing Fred Savage, and Carl Reiner is reading, and that's 3 days before his dad died. And I just thought, how amazing is that?
Yeah, that was so sweet. And, I never even had thought to make that connection when I saw Peter Falk and Fred Savage doing it, but it completely made sense. The minute you saw them doing it, it was like, oh yeah, I could totally see this being a scene from their real life.
Yeah. So I'm sure you interviewed at least once over the years of covering film.
Rob Reiner, I did a long time ago for North, and unfortunately, it was one of his worst movies. So I can't remember what we talked about. I was probably straining to not say, "Why did you make such a bad movie the whole time?" But what I should have said is, "You made so many good ones."
Right. Well, was he lovely though? Anyway,
he was. Yeah, he was. And I think he actually knew there were problems with the movie too. But yeah, he, he's a really good storyteller and he's funny. And because he does so many different things, did so many different things well, producing, as you said, Julia, and writing and acting. And there was just lots to talk about, I remember. It was easy to avoid talking about the movie because he has so many other things to talk about.
We always want, that was always the hardest when you'd have an author on and you didn't like the book. And you'd have to figure out all these different ways to talk around it.
Yeah, I remember one time I went to one of those movie junkets, and it was for a good movie, actually, When a Man Loves a Woman, written by Al Franken and starring Meg Ryan. And I remember Meg Ryan saying, well, I can tell if the journalists like the movie or not, because if they like the movie, they ask me about the movie. If they hate the movie, they ask me about Dennis Quaid.
That's good. Good.
That is so true. Okay, so I just have to ask really quick, did you ever interview Carrie Fisher?
No, I somehow never did.
Okay,
I'm surprised I never did, but I didn't.
Because she was in, obviously, When Harry Met Sally.
And great with Kirby.
I just love her, and we loved her. And so I was just seeing, because I was scrolling through some of my picture memories lately, and I still have a picture of Gary, her bulldog, on the Today Show. Remember Wool Dog? He had the saggy eye and the tongue that hung out. And he used to just make us laugh. But anyway, all right, so let's get to it. It is the holiday season. People are wondering what they should. Movies are coming out on Christmas Day and what to get excited about. So talk to us about Marty Supreme.
It is, the word I would use, I think, is relentless. It is, it doesn't sound like it would be. It's a story about a guy who's a professional ping pong player who's played by Timothée Chalamet. And in a way, the first scene in the movie answers a question people may have had in their mind since last Christmas when Timothée Chalamet was here to introduce the Bob Dylan movie and talk about the Bob Dylan movie, and had a very Hitlerish mustache and an odd haircut. And he had actually come here, I think, the same day as he finished shooting Marty Supreme, and he was still in his Marty Supreme getup. So that's why he had that strange haircut and Hitlerish mustache there in the movie. But he plays this ping pong player in, I think it's roughly the 50s.
We love it.
Who is very peripatetic, and he's very determined to put ping pong on the map and to become kind of a superstar, and he'll do anything he has to in order to make that happen. And that involves trying to find a gangster's kidnapped dog. Even there's all these weird sort of subplots. He goes to Japan for a tournament. He becomes involved with an actress who's kind of like Grace Kelly, played by Gwyneth Paltrow. He steals from her. He has a relationship with her. He has a baby that he maybe doesn't even acknowledge. There's all this crazy stuff going on. And in fact, even a scene in which he takes a bath turns out to be an action adventure. So it's like, once the movie starts, it never stops for, I think, 2 hours and 15 minutes or so.
Where is he, an American guy, or where's he from, Marty Supreme?
Yep, I think he's in Brooklyn. His mom is played by Fran Drescher with a very Fran Drescher-y accent.
Is it based on a true story at all, or loosely based on a real person?
I think it's loosely based, and I'm forgetting the guy's last name. His real first name was Martin, but I think it veers very far off the course of what his life was like. But apparently he was similarly focused on becoming a ping pong superstar. How
many stars do you give this movie?
Gosh, I would give it 3 or 3.5 out of 4, somewhere in there.
I was going to say 3.5. I usually can read you.
Like a book. It's very fun, and he is phenomenal in it. I mean, I'm sure I've said this to the two of you before, but every time you see him, it's like, oh, okay, he can do that too. Like, I don't think there's anything Timothée Chalamet can't do beautifully. He's a superstar and a fantastic actor.
Yeah, I agree. I still am mad that he did not win for playing Dylan, a complete unknown. I know, but last year I know he won this Screen Actor Guild Award, or as they're calling the actor, which is what they always said when they presented it. But I was like, why can't they just give this kid his dues? He was phenomenal as Bob Dylan. And so I'm glad maybe he's going to get another chance this year.
Yeah, I think he's definitely, I mean, it's a tough year. Michael B. Jordan played 2 people in one movie, so he's going to be
Oh, I loved Sinners. That's is that one of your top 10 movies of the year, Sinners?
Oh, for sure.
Sure. Same with me.
Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be a contender, and he's fantastic in that movie, which we'll probably talk about.
Mm-hmm. But, let's talk about that.
I'm sure he'll be nominated.
Yeah. Before we do, I have just one last question, because Timothée Chalamet has been very outspoken about how he wants to be great.
That was in his Screen Actor Guild Award.
Yes.
He is going for greatness.
He's going for greatness and puts everything into his characters. When you sat down, because you've interviewed him before, I'm assuming, at a junket, do you get a feeling that he is egomaniac driven, or just this is just the focus and the plan?
I think the latter. He seemed very approachable, definitely serious about his work. And, particularly since I did interview him for the Dylan movie, so he was very serious about wanting to make sure that Bob Dylan thought that he had done a good job as Bob Dylan, which apparently he did. At least publicly he said he did. Mm-hmm. But no, I thought he did not seem like an egomaniac at all. And he certainly could, because every woman in America loves him.
Yes.
And some of the men.
Right.
But no, and I think, if he wants to be considered great, I think he's going about it exactly the right way. He's working with the top directors in the business. He's making sure he does lots of different things. I just think for a person who's very young, he is really building a career in a smart way. I mean, even from the very beginning, we didn't know then he was going to be essentially Timothée Chalamet. But if you look back to like Lady Bird, one of his first things,
Yes.
he's already, working with Greta Gerwig in a really
Right.
interesting character who's not the focus of the movie. But so yeah, I think in Hollywood, you can't really have a plan because it's so much about, do you get offered the things and does
Right.
somebody with money get behind it? But it seems like he's had a plan and he's sticking to it and it's working.
Oh, I'm excited. So we're talking about Marty Supreme and Timothée Chalamet.
Timothée Chalamet.
And of course, he's dating Kylie Jenner, and they were matching
Orange. It's the color of the movie, apparently. There's orange blimps. It's been kind of an amazing marketing campaign. Gwyneth Paltrow was on Seth Meyers this week and wore an orange tracksuit with white shoes that she couldn't walk in. And I find her annoying and insufferable, but I have read that the one thing we forgot, because she is so annoying and insufferable, she hasn't acted in a long time, and that she's terrific in this movie. Is that true?
She is. It's not like a super flashy part, but it requires somebody who you instantly feel like is kind of a golden age movie star with this kind of aura around them. She has to be a human being, obviously, too, because they have this relationship, but there also has to be this kind of glamour and and she just slides right into it.
Good. All right. Well, that's good. Maybe she'll step away from Goop and get back into acting.
I think she's a good actress.
She is. I've never said she's not. She's just, as a person.
Yeah, she's
and even on Seth Meyers, she was annoying and insufferable and basically taking credit for Timothée Chalamet. Yes.
Well, I think we should take credit for him instead.
You're right. But she was like, she had to just do this whole humble break about her mom group wanting to know about kissing Timothée.
I would want to know that too.
Her daughter didn't want to.
This.
But she just basically all but said, I've discovered Timothée Chalamet. So I just wanted to just pull her scraggly hair and say, use your conditioner, Goop.
Merry Christmas to you, Gwyneth Paltrow. That was all Lori. Okay, let's move on to, you brought up Leonardo DiCaprio and his
One Battle After Another.
That's his movie, and it came out this summer. I have yet to see it yet, but it's still in movie theaters.
It's fantastic. No, I think it's dropping on HBO Max Christmas week.
Oh, okay. So tell us about that.
I think it's my favorite movie of the year. And in fact, I saw it with my friend Peter, who said it's his favorite movie of the century.
Wow.
And this is as we're walking out of the theater. So it wasn't even I got to think about it for a while. He just immediately knew that. I think it's astonishing.
I did too. And the more I've been away from it and thought about it and how that movie stayed with me, because it's about so many things, which is why they had a hard time marketing it in September when it came out. But I mean, go for the car chase scene alone, and Tiana. I mean, there's so many great characters in this movie.
There are. And Paul Thomas Anderson, who made Boogie Nights and Magnolia and There Will Be Blood and The Phantom Thread, is, one of, if not maybe our finest filmmakers right now. He kind of never misses. And you can tell he feels a real connection to this story. There are a lot of fantastic characters. It's about these people who were activists who have gone underground, and we pick up with them, I don't know, is it like 20 years later?
Yes.
When they're in hiding, and Leonardo DiCaprio is one of them and now has a daughter, and he's discovered, and the daughter, he and the daughter are separated, and he has to basically, it's a father trying to get his daughter back movie in the barest summary. But as you say, there's a lot going on politically and relationship-wise, and fantastic performances. Regina Hall is in it, and she's wonderful. And Tiana Taylor is in it, and probably going to get nominated for an Oscar for it, and is wonderful. And Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro. It's a great, great movie.
Yeah,
okay, do you think, though, you should see it? Because I think you said, Lori, we should see this movie in the theater.
Well, I thought it was in the movie theater kind of a thing to see just for the car chase scene alone, but I think people are going to watch the heck out of this at home.
Sure.
And you're going to be surprised that you're going to laugh too in this movie.
And I would it's going to get nominated for a lot of Oscars.
Yeah.
People are saying potentially 13 Oscars. So I would guess it's going to end up back in theaters too, and people will have another chance. Because, this scene, I think this is the scene you're alluding to, Lori, where they're in kind of a desert and going up and down these hills. And the way they shoot you going up and down these hills is just, I've never seen anything like it.
Same.
You feel like you're in the car.
So you're getting a tummy tickler.
Well,
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's exciting because there's so much tension with what is going on with this car chase.
And then at the end of the car chase, there's this huge emotional payoff, and you kind of forgot about the emotional arc of the movie because you're getting so much into this kind of thrilling car chase scene. But then it really hits you in the gut. It's a fantastic movie.
One bullet after another.
One battle after another. But I like bullet is, okay, but there's
there are a lot
too
of
many.
bullets too.
Yeah, one battle after another.
Okay, one battle after another. And then so Leonardo DiCaprio and Timothée Chalamet, you think are both going to be nominated for Oscars?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
And they've already been nominated for Critics' Choice and Golden Globe, and we haven't seen the SAG yet. One of them won One Battle After Another won the New York Film Critics Best Movie, and they have a very high degree of accuracy in the Best Movie category for the Oscars.
And I think it also won the LA Film Critics too, actually.
All right, two great movies. Now let's talk Hamnet. I'm having a Hamlet omelet later.
Yum.
Yeah. Hamnet's in theaters now, I think.
Tell us about it.
And it is a little confusing between Hamlet and Hamnet because apparently there's no agreed upon version of the name. Both are appropriate.
Oh, really?
The movie itself is called Hamnet
Okay.
Because that was the name of William Shakespeare's son, who died as a child. In the movie version, it's because of the plague, which of course was going through London during Shakespeare's time. But the movie is really about Shakespeare's in it. He's played by Paul Mescal, who everybody loves. But it's really about Shakespeare's wife, Agnes, who's played by Jessie Buckley, and her kind of she's this very nature-focused person who has this kind of free spirit and is misunderstood as a result of that. But it's a lot about her child dies in the plague, and it's a lot about her grief and how her husband ultimately turns that grief into this work of art, which is Hamlet. It's based on a book by Maggie O'Farrell, it's one of my favorite books of the last 25 years. I love that book. And in fact, thought, I don't want this to be made into a movie because the book is so perfect already. There's nothing you can do but kind of wreck it. The movie does not wreck it. The movie finds really interesting ways to visualize things in the book that you kind of can't quite put together. The movie does put them together, and it has a finale that I swear is guaranteed to make every single person in the theater bawl their head off.
That's,
oh my gosh.
We have a friend who saw it, a guy, and loved it. I was watching Kelly Clarkson on her show. She interviewed Jessie Buckley and Paul Mescal, and she's like, I couldn't even move at the end of it. So I love being moved to emotion. But is it too slow that like my husband wouldn't like it? That's the big question.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a movie that has a lot of things happening.
Sure.
It's it's about character and it's about setting a mood, but I don't think, it's not a long movie or anything. I think people who have a little bit of patience are going to be fine with it because again, the emotional payoff is big. And it's, co-written and directed by Chloe Zhao, who made Nomadland several years ago. And it has it isn't anything like that movie, obviously, because it's set, 500 years earlier. But it does have a similar kind of interesting character and detail and emotion, I would say. And
do you give it a 3.25 or 3.5?
I think it's a 4-star movie.
Oh,
I really
love hearing
loved it.
that. Okay.
And partly because, my expectations were, I don't know if this is going to be able to capture that book, and it does.
I think my mom would love this.
Oh,
If we could find closed captioning in a theater, because
it'll be dropping on streaming because I don't know that many people are going to the theater to see it, just because it is like a smaller independent movie and the marketing has been, it's not huge.
I think calling it Hamnet instead of Hamlet.
Well, Hamlet would keep people away.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think they were smart with their marketing, calling it Hamnet.
And one interesting thing is there ultimately is a scene from the play Hamlet in the movie in a recreation of the Old Globe Theater. And I almost think it's going to make people go to the play and say, oh, I kind of didn't realize that was in there. And now I'm curious to see what else is in there.
Well, I'm excited.
I've never wanted to see that play. But you've piqued, I don't even know what it's about, and now we do. I think you've piqued our interest. Hey, guys, let's thank a couple sponsors, okay?
Let's do it.
So, Chris, have you been to Scandinavia?
I have been to Denmark.
Okay.
Copenhagen,
yep. Loved it.
Loved it. So, Lori and I have partnered with Borton Overseas, and we are doing a small group travel to Scandinavia, trip to Scandinavia.
The top 3 Scandinavian cities that people want to go to: Stockholm, Copenhagen, Oslo, and the fjords.
And we're taking a train, we're taking a bus, or not a bus, but a boat. We'll be on a bus.
A cruise ship. We're very, very excited. And if people want to come with us, it's time to start thinking hard about it. It's a great holiday idea.
It is. And who knows, we're going May 4th through the 11th. Mm-hmm. And so excited. And Borton Overseas does such a wonderful job. One of the fun things, Chris, is we are going to be immersed in the ABBA Museum.
And a beer tour in Copenhagen.
And a gold room and a train and seeing all the city sites. So we're very excited about it. And just go to BortonOverseas.com if you would like to join us. We promise you
a great time.
We really do.
And if you're going to, maybe you've got a Scandinavian plan, or you want to go to Iceland or Africa or Asia, Borton also is a tour operator for those destinations, and over 100 years in business. So you can trust them to really come up with a perfect itinerary for whomever you're traveling with,
I would say. And Hair Restoration Institute of Minnesota is another sponsor of ours. And you can't spell hair without HRI. And their website is hrimn.com.
Did you just make that up on the spot? That's so good.
But I think of all the solutions I've been doing because I have seasonal hair loss. And when I was just getting my hair cut, Jasmine said, you've got hair at your shoulder, you've got hair mid-length, and you've got it starting out. So she can see my shedding.
Yes.
And without cutting layers, it's just wild. And it's my hormones and it's everything else. And I've struggled with this since childbirth, since I had my first kids.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Hair Restoration Institute of Minnesota, they've got so many solutions for you, men and women. And if you want to get help, you can have a free consultation. They can do it virtually or in person. They'll analyze your scalp. They'll tell you what's alive, what's not alive, what we can do. So many options. We absolutely love them. And I know you will too. They're located right by the Mall of America. Go to hrimn.com for more information.
Okay, so Chris, I want to just switch back to a movie that had 1 week in the theater and then dropped on Netflix. And I watched it. My husband watched it for 20 minutes before he walked away. And I have to say, it's probably my biggest movie disappointment of the year, Jay Kelly, starring George Clooney. And if that gets nominated for anything, it's just because they want him there. That movie was such a disappointment, terribly just bad. Did you think so?
Yeah, I maybe didn't dislike it as much as you.
Well, because I love George Clooney, and I guess I couldn't believe he was playing a character that was so unlikable and unbelievable, and he's kind of playing himself.
Yeah,
it was weird.
This version of himself that we project onto him.
Yeah.
Or at the beginning, I was like, oh, I think he's maybe kind of playing Cary Grant.
Right.
And in a way, that's a problem too, because George Clooney is swell, but he's no Cary Grant.
You know what? The idea, I agree with you, but he's close. He's
the only time we get
he's our generation Cary Grant.
And I think
he's
that's
the closest thing we have.
Yeah, we have like a deep parasocial relationship with George Clooney because he's so likable as a person. And the flaw is in the movie. And Noah Baumbach, who I believe, did he write this movie?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's with Greta Gerwig, co-wrote Barbie. Julie and I hated his other movie, A Marriage Story.
Oh, hated it.
With Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver. I'm glad he had Emily Mortimer to sort of help along with the script, but it felt very much like we were kind of seeing two movies fight each other about what the story was about.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people yelling at each other, and I did think, I will say...
You could watch The Housewives for that.
Exactly, and have more fun.
I did think Adam Sandler was kind of delightful in the movie, and I'm not even an Adam Sandler fan, but I really liked him as his sort of goofy pal.
He was the only bright light in the
puppy.
Calling everybody puppy. But I just, that's just a caveat, maybe make some cookies, do some laundry. Don't expect too much from this movie. We get a payoff when he's at this film festival in Italy, and they show a montage of George Clooney in all of his movies. And you forget how many great movies he's been in and how drop-dead handsome he was in Ocean's 11. And, I couldn't name some
Out
of
of
the
Sight.
Out of Sight. And so you do get a flashback of Clooney's movies, which then by the end of the movie, I was still mad at him because I just wanted this movie to deliver, I guess, a more likable. I feel like when you get to be in your 60s, you haven't learned anything.
Well, and all those movies, you're like, oh yeah, I would rather be seeing that.
Yes, watch a Rob Reiner film. Watch When Harry Met Sally or Princess Bride. Anyway, I just, go ahead and watch it. It's on Netflix, but
Lori's
don't expect
talked about this. We've had, this is our 23rd podcast.
Yeah.
She's talked about it on 17.
3. It's only 3. And if I had a radio show, I would bring it up there too. I mean, you might as well watch.
You do. You have a podcast.
Yeah, that's right. But you might as well watch Knives Out, Wake Up Dead Man, because that was just fun. And that's on Netflix. And that will not disappoint, I don't think.
No, I like how they're kind of reinventing that series every time. They have a little bit different sort of a mystery. And I do think people might be a little surprised by how kind of gruesome the new one is, because the 2 previous ones haven't really had that element. But
right.
Yeah, super fun.
It was just, I love Daniel Craig as Benoit.
I do too, and apparently he does too, because I keep reading these interviews that say the two of them, he and Rian Johnson, who created the series, intend to keep making them every few years as long as they're having fun, and it sounds like they are having fun. So that's great news. I would much rather have Rian Johnson making those than another Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I didn't even know he did that, but I do like the cast.
I don't even know who he is.
Well, he just has done Knives Out. That's what he's most famous for. But these ensemble casts are fun. And to me, if I was an actor like Kerry Washington, she gets to stretch and look different than we've ever seen her in a movie. Josh O'Connor, who played Prince Charles in the first 2 seasons of The Crown, was just, I mean, you forgot all about him except that he played Prince Charles, except for the ears. He's got those ears.
And what a charmer.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Okay, he hosted Saturday Night Live, but those ears. It's like,
but he's adorable
ears.
with them.
He's adorable, but he has the ears.
He's got the ears,
just so
jug
funny.
ears they call them.
Yep.
Which he brought up. So
Yeah, I know
apparently
he
he brings it up first.
Right.
To
It's
deflect,
something to hold on
yeah.
to.
Yeah. Right. Oh, Julia, don't you know it?
Okay, anyway, back. Lori's being giddy up. I just had one other, because I saw a preview for this, and I know you haven't seen it yet, Chris or Lori, but have you heard of the movie Goodbye June that's coming out at Christmas Day, I think, that Kate Winslet directed and acts in, and it's Helen Mirren is the mom.
It's her son's movie that he wrote.
Helen Mirren's son? Or
Kate
Winslet's?
Winslet. It's her son who wrote it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, and she agreed to do it. So
Have you heard anything?
I have. I've heard it's not very good.
Fine.
I haven't seen it.
Then we don't have to talk
but
about
I
it.
have heard it's not very good, yeah. But it has so many good people in it.
I
Toni
know.
Collette's in it too.
Well, Kate was on a talk show and she said she called in every favor with every single person she knew. And this can go right along maybe with Daniel Day-Lewis's comeback in his son's scripted movie, which I heard was not very good, and I don't even know the name of it.
The things we do for our kids.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a very good movie, and it's the Nepo babies who want to write scripts at 21 and have their parents produce them. This will be the second bomb in a row.
Well, and Emma Thompson has that movie with her daughter that I also haven't seen, but that is apparently not very good, where she plays a Minnesotan.
Oh, The Dead of Winter.
Yeah, her daughter's in that.
Well, I have noticed, I've seen Emma because she stars in the fantastic, just finished Down Cemetery Road.
I just finished it too.
Wasn't it great?
It's so good.
And
Love it.
It's on Netflix. No, it's on Apple Plus.
It's on Apple. And both those shows came out at the same time, the movie and the Down Cemetery Road. And remember, there was a story, maybe Chris, you did it, about the woman in Minnesota who gave Emma Minnesota accented lessons.
I think you did
somebody else did that, but
somebody else.
That wasn't me, but yeah, somebody at the paper did. Yeah.
So Julia and I laughed about it because we were like, well, any actors who are listening just need to listen to our podcast. It's the most Minnesota accented podcast in the world, and they can learn how to speak Minnesotan. But Emma didn't talk about that movie once. All she talked about in all these appearances, and she's a delight, was Down Cemetery Road.
Well, again, when they know the movie they're in is bad, they find other things to talk about.
That's right.
Yeah, I think, it works both ways.
It does.
And Down Cemetery Road got renewed for a second season. It's going to be
good.
Mitch Herron only wrote one book called Down Cemetery Road, but he's the same author who did Slow Horses. And there's maybe 7 or 8 books. I don't know how many books, but
Slow Horses, there are 9.
There are 9. Okay. And Down Cemetery Road, it's just 1, but Mitch is going to be involved, and they have an idea for her character to have another mystery.
Actually, I think there are 3 more books in the series about Emma Thompson's character, but the Ruth Wilson character doesn't appear in all of them. And apparently they're figuring out a way to make her in all of them because that chemistry.
I liked her, but I can't watch her mouth.
But that's her natural mouth.
I know it.
She had it
has
in
an
the affair.
overbite. She just have a no.
She just has a duck lip, and I think you're very mean for saying that out loud right now.
Well,
I wish you could strike that from the record, Your Honor.
You've said meaner things.
I have.
Whatever. Okay,
sure.
so let's turn the page, so to speak, and talk about books.
Well, no.
Oh, you have more movies?
We have one more movie thing, and I know you haven't seen this, but I think this is going to be my movie to go to on Christmas Day. Absolutely dying to see Song Song Blue.
Oh, me too.
With Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson, because the buzz, the early, it's based on a real life couple in Wisconsin who were tip jar musicians at all the many bars that are around the Milwaukee area, which there are plenty of bars. And in the 90s,
they were lounge singers.
Yes, and they did a tribute to Neil Diamond. And so it's a true story. People are, at least some of the entertainment things are reporting that Kate Hudson will get an Oscar. And Hugh Jackman has said it on every single interview. And he and Kate, together and separately, have been on everything. They've been everywhere promoting this movie.
His long hair is funny. His Hugh Jackman's long hair wig.
So would this be a movie you would want to go see?
Yeah, I'm intrigued by it, particularly because of his raves. I saw them on CBS Sunday Morning talking about it, and his raves about her performance. And I've always liked her. So yeah, speaking of, she was in The Last Night Out, actually.
I always liked her.
I'm very curious about it.
I
had read.
Go ahead.
I read a magazine article about the Milwaukee couple. Or was it the New York Times? Anyway, probably 8 or 10 years ago. So I know a little bit about the story, and it is. A lot of stuff happened to those people. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to see what the movie's like.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
On the CBS Sunday Morning, I get goosebumps when they showed the clip. First of all, I love that song because it's such a gospel-y song, Brother Love Traveling Salvation Show. And Kate Hudson is singing it. And they are rock and roll gospeling it. And then I saw her a few weeks or like a week later on a talk show, and she said, have you ever tried to sing Brother Love Traveling Salvation Show and sing that lyric? And if you have ever tried to sing along with that song, it's so hard, but it's such
a Brother in Love Travel. Is that one?
Yes. But it's a great, fun song. So just the music alone and Neil Diamond. And I'm going to see that before Marty Supreme.
I'm picturing the two of you leading a sing-along on the airplane on the way to Copenhagen. A Brother Loves
if we could sing,
Salvation show.
Chris,
If we could sing, we'd be tip-jar musicians right now.
I would be a
Same.
lounge act in Rochester, Minnesota right now.
And hopefully Julia would let me be her go-go dancer and
would.
the tambourine shaker.
If I could sing,
Nice.
please.
Yeah. If you need a tambourine, I can even do the triangle.
But I can't sing. It's such a bummer.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Same here.
It's such a bummer. All right. Now,
I have loved every minute of this movie talk.
I
and
have
then
too.
Avatar, Fire and Ice,
Well,
Ash,
okay.
and The Housemaid are the other two movies that are coming out.
Avatar, your thoughts? Because I've heard mixed. And I saw the last one. I liked it.
I haven't seen it. I did see both of the first two because I had to see them for work. And I've been kind of debating. I actually liked both of the first two movies. They're not exactly my ilk of
Me neither.
movie, and they're long. So I've been kind of debating, since I don't have to see this one for work, will I see this one? And I don't know. It's not high on my list, I'll say.
Yeah, I'm going to wait to watch it when it streams or something.
I
I'm
was
not going
intrigued watching it.
And I know you should see it in the movie because of the special effects, but
It's
I
long.
guess, the length of it. And then opening on Friday, December 19th, which is today, The Housemaid, which I read that book, Frida
did I.
McFadden. I don't know. Do you like Frida's books, Chris?
I've only read that one, but I liked it, yeah.
Yeah.
And if they follow it, people are in for some great surprises.
Sydney Sweeney.
Amanda Seyfried.
And our beautiful guy from 1928.
Oh, Brandon Sklarnar. I think he's Dutch.
Right.
Yeah,
he's beautiful.
I can't remember,
he is.
Chris, because I read that book in a day, The Housemaid. I can't remember the ending. So I'm going to be surprised when I see the movie.
That's perfect.
It's perfect. I always forget the ending of these twisty, suspenseful popcorn books, which I consider
Well, and who
Frida.
knows? Maybe the movie might have changed it too. I haven't heard that, but anyway, you get to be surprised again.
Yeah, we do. Poor Sydney Sweeney, though, she got named by Variety as the biggest flop actor of the year as far as the number of movies she had out and the box office that it did. And I thought, I wonder if that makes her manager job hard, or if the buzz, just the fact her name is out there, so what, who cares? Keep the scripts coming. What do you think?
Well, I think their timing is weird because this movie is going to be huge.
It
It's
is.
almost like they rushed to get that out there before she had a hit. 'Cause, I think people are down on her right now because of the potentially weird political thing and that odd dress that she wore on the red carpet.
We
So
were appalled.
it is kind of an appalling dress.
It is.
So I think people are ready to trash her, but I don't know. This to me seems like it's going to be a comeback like a day after she's been just determined to be a flop.
Right. Okay, good. All right. Thank you. I always like to get your professional opinion on these Hollywood types of things.
All right, we got to thank a couple more sponsors. We've been so fortunate, Laura, to have everyone with us. Minneapolis Plastic Surgery and Dr. Jarvis and his team are fantastic. We both have gone to him over the years, and I'm just going to read a testimonial.
Oh, Julia, I love it.
This is from Cassie. After years of contemplating getting a breast augmentation, I finally did it. I work in the Twin Cities, met so many surgeons, and a few recommended unnecessary things like a lift with the implants. And Dr. Jarvis said he didn't think that was necessary for her at the time with the size that she wanted. His communication, along with the staff, was amazing. His nurses are incredible, and we know that. And they make you feel so comfortable. Day of surgery, they walk you through the process. You're so comfortable. The surgical site with Minneapolis Plastic Surgery is on site.
That's right.
And you feel so well taken care of before and after. And if there's something, breast augmentation, I did, gosh, is it 40 years ago?
I don't know.
I had a breast reduction. That was one of the best things I ever did for myself. So if you're thinking about something that you want to do, just call for a free consultation and make an appointment with Dr. Jarvis.
See how the vibe feels, and you'll be surprised because they are that good.
They are Minneapolis Plastic Surgery. They're located in Golden Valley, mspmn.com. Tell them Lori and Julia sent you.
Okay, and then the thing that we might see in the movie The Housemaid is a beautiful closet. I think we're going to see some beautiful closets in the house because of the couple that she's a housemaid for. And one of the things,
and they're rich.
And there's something about having, like, maybe you have an old house and so the closet space is just not that big, but there are solutions.
Or your pantry.
Or you've got a mudroom that really consists of 3 shelves and a bench that you bought at Pier 1 years ago. And so Twin Cities Closet Company, they come up with custom storage solutions. The consultation, they can come to your house or Zoom, but it's at no charge. They employ everything is made here in Minnesota. They are a family company. They're just great to work with. You can trust what you're getting from Twin Cities Closet
Attainable
Company.
luxury that we all want. No job is too small. Call them today. Visit tcclosets.com and have someone come out and give you your complimentary design consultation. And while we're at it, let's just thank Envision.
All right.
Look at the beautiful glasses that Lori's going on.
And look at Chris.
I
He
know.
probably has a pair of Robert Mark glasses or Salt or
We see
something.
'em.
Are they? Look at them and I bet they are. Robert Mark.
Salt.
Yep.
Salt, yeah.
We were all Envision. I know you went there too, Chris, and go there.
yes.
We love them. And, it's eyewear is your most powerful accessory, and you stand out, and it gives people
Style and fashion.
And if you don't have it, it can give it to you.
That's right. Right.
It's attainable style.
If you're not good in the clothing department or you think your hair isn't that great, you put on a pair of fabulous glasses and you are feeling it.
and
people will ask you, where'd you get your glasses?
Always. And so Envision, we've worked with them for so many years and are so in love with how they treat people. And we know everyone, when you go in there, they just can size up your face. It's not buying the glasses on the internet or something that these guys know what works with the bridge of your nose, how wide your eyes are, everything. We absolutely love Envision. Stop in and make sure you say Lori and Julia sent you, because we promise good things will happen. That's all we got.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so Chris, you have time to talk books with us? End of the
Of
year.
course.
End of the year. Now, have we seen your end of the year book thing on the Star Tribune yet?
We have. It came out the week of Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And in fact, there's a little bit of a segue there, because the latest Slow Horses book by Mick Herron, which is called Clowntown, was on my top 10 fiction books of the year.
It was. Casey, Casey is on like the Libby app waiting for that book, and it's about 18 weeks.
It's really funny.
It is.
And he'll like it.
Okay.
I'm showing Lori your list.
Oh, is it on Star Tribune, like Food and Culture? Is that where we find it?
That's your tab. You are under the Food and Culture tab.
Yeah.
I think I should be under the Things to Do tab. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Food and Culture. But James, I have not wanted to read that.
By Percival Everett. That was one of your top books?
Oh, that was actually, you must have pulled up last year.
Oh, did I?
Good.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question for, I know it. See, I mean, this is how far back you can go. You can look at all these lists, but I don't know. I kind of put off reading this book because I didn't like the cover, and I felt like it was showing up on everybody's best of list, and I was like on the description, but I just finished and loved Buckeye.
Oh, my number 1 fiction book of the year.
Okay,
it is.
What is it about?
Oh, Chris, I didn't know that. I loved it so much, but I don't know how to describe it.
Let him.
I think it is, by the way, I just sent to your Gmail account the current list.
Thank you, Chris.
I would compare it to Elizabeth Stroud, but with more of an epic feel. Elizabeth Stroud is the person who wrote, of course, Olive Kitteridge. Mm-hmm. And like that, it's set in a community where a small group of, I don't know, maybe a dozen people interact. But her books generally take place in the time span of a couple of days. This one actually takes place over like 40 years, probably, beginning around the time of World War II and moving into the present. It's about 2 families whose lives touch on each other in ways that surprise them and us. And it's sweet and it's funny and it's really, I think, smart about people. And it has this kind of interesting supernatural element that it accepts very kind of matter-of-factly without, criticizing there's a woman who believes she can talk to the dead, and it seems like she can. And she comforts people who lost loved ones in World War II. That's not the main thing about the
No.
book, but it's a crucial element. It's beautifully written. Yeah, I love that
I
book.
loved it so much, and I did not. I probably saw it on your list. I've seen it on multiple lists. This Buckeye thing, and I guess I just was kind of ho hum on the cover, and then I didn't really know what a Buckeye was, and then I found out, oh, it's a tree, and it's also a football team.
Yes, and isn't it a nut? A
It's
Buckeye.
a nut from that
Tree.
Yes. Okay.
enrobing peanut butter in a chocolate shell.
Oh.
What is that? Oh, it's a candy?
Yeah, and I think it looks like the nut. So that's why it's called that.
Buckeye.
Okay.
Anyway, I just finished it and I can't stop thinking about it, and I absolutely loved it. And so I'm glad it's your number one book, because it really jumped ahead for me of all the books that I've read this year, which may be 80 for me.
She's a bragger. All right,
And,
Chris, go ahead. Tell us. I can't find your
I was
list.
just going to say, it isn't always the case with books I love, but this is one of those books that, having read it, I kind of have a hard time imagining who wouldn't like it. Like
Right.
some books are more specific and you think, oh, I don't know if my mom would love that or whatever. I think almost everyone who is a reader would love this book.
Yes, it does. It
Okay.
has an old-fashioned epic feel to it, because you care about these people so much. Like
Yeah,
you really are I feel an endearment to everybody.
I placed a hold on this on
Yeah.
November 5th. I still haven't heard back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what else made your list? Because people might be looking to buy someone a book. You know, we've still got a lot of time left before Christmas. 5 whole days.
Well-
That's a lot for the
Is that it?
procrastinators.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Another book, this would be my number one nonfiction book of the year, is, and I can't remember, we may have talked about this before. It's called A Marriage at Sea, by this British writer named Sophie Elmhurst. And it is about this couple in the 1970s who decide they're English also. They decide we're going to sell everything, buy a boat, and we're just going to sail for the rest of our lives. So they take off from England, headed toward the Galapagos Islands, and a few months in, their boat is hit by a whale and sinks, and they are left in a life raft with very little food, not enough room to even stretch out their legs, very little water. They have to use some kind of creative methods to figure out the water situation. They eventually are rescued, and so the survival story, which is crazy. Oh, by the way, she doesn't even know how to swim.
Oh.
So the survival story is fantastic. But the thing about this book is, even beyond their survival adventure story, the writing is so insightful and smart about relationships and marriage and how people interact. And it's just the woman who wrote this book didn't know these people, because this happened 50 years ago, but she just seems to understand them at this level that makes the book riveting in like 3 or 4 different ways.
Okay, that sounds so good.
It does.
All right, and then
It's a great book.
the one I've seen everywhere, and I don't know if you read it, Lori, Broken County.
Yes, I did. Broken Country by
Country.
Claire Leslie Hall.
Broken Country.
I'll show you the picture.
It's made some of the lists.
No.
I'll give you my literary.
Oh, I didn't read it.
Yeah, I read it, and I can't remember anything about it. I can't remember anything, and it sounds like it's normally my type of book. It's a twisty thriller. It starts with a love triangle, and years later, a murder resurfaces, and all these long buried secrets. And my mom really liked it.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe when I read a twisty book, I really want it twisty. And it wasn't twisty enough to stay in my mind. So I checked. I did read it, but I read it like 6 months ago, and I just can't even remember a thing about it. So I can't recommend it.
Well, if you would want a true crime book
Yes,
that's
tell us.
twisty,
Yes.
my favorite true crime book of the year is called, and you might have heard the podcast actually, now that you're so superstars in the podcast world. It's called Bone Valley, and that's what the podcast was called too, about this journalist who investigates a murder that happened 30 years ago. This guy was imprisoned for killing his girlfriend, and literally everybody who was involved with the case agrees that he didn't do it, including the judge of the case. And the effort they still won't let him out of jail, even though everybody thinks he's innocent. And so this journalist and his assistant start to investigate and try to figure out who did it. So it's kind of a whodunit. And there are all these twists and turns along the way, even though it's a true story, and it's fantastic. That's called Bone Valley.
Bone Valley. Okay, I'm putting it on my list. And this is a book that made a lot of people's lists. Not sure if it made yours. The Loneliness of Sonia and Sonny.
It didn't make mine, but it just missed it. It's a terrific, terrific book.
It is. Okay, because it's showing up on a lot. I think it's so hard to come up with like top 10. And, you know, if you read a lot of books.
Say the name again.
It's called The Loneliness of Sonia and Sonny by Kiran Desai. So, Chris, can you describe the book? Because it looks good and I love the cover. And it looks like it's an epic, maybe.
It is epic. I want to say it's like around 500 pages. Sorry.
Kindle.
It's kind of a family. It's by the Kiran Desai. Her last book won the Booker Prize. And this one is sort of, I guess I would say, a family epic about these two characters, both of whom are Indian American, whose lives sort of intertwine over a period of times, and they keep reconnecting, and it seems like the time is never right for them to have the relationship they could potentially have. It's in some ways, I would say it has an element of Buckeye about it. I didn't like it as much as Buckeye, but it does have that similar kind of insight into relationships and people and the way things work.
Okay, what about, did you read this, Lori? The Frozen River by Ariel Lawton?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't. Chris, you did good. Tell us about it.
It's set about 200 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And actually Ariel Lawton was here in Hopkins at that reading series that they do in Hopkins. It's kind of about, it almost has a feel of like the play, I'm forgetting the name of it, the one that was made into a movie with Winona Ryder and Daniel Day-Lewis. It has a similar kind of a period mystery feel. It's a good book. It came out not this year, but
Was it The Age of Innocence? No. Well,
no. I'm thinking of. It's by
The Crucible.
The Crucible.
The Crucible.
Okay.
How could I not think of that title? Yeah. This one is set in the Frozen River is set in the 1800s, but there's also a woman who's a midwife, and she has to figure out what's going on with the crime. And of course, it turns out to be related to the fact that nobody cared about women in the 1800s, and they tended to be overlooked, and their impact on society undersung. So it has a kind of a feminist element, but it's also a little bit of a mystery. It's good.
Okay, tell us, what was your number 2 book on your fiction list?
It was this book called Culpability by a guy named Bruce Holsinger. Did you read that too?
I'm on the list to get it. It's on hold.
It's wonderful. It's another, I realized as I was putting together my list, gosh, a lot of these books are about families and how they're sort of trying to weather the crazy world we live in right now. In this case, it's a family. At the very beginning of the book, they have rented a self-driving car to go to, I think it's the son's hockey game. And the son is actually in the driver's seat, but they're in self-driving mode. And within the first 10 pages, they're in an auto accident that kills 2 people. And so it's partly about the after effects of that accident on the 5 people in this family, but also as the book goes along, we begin to realize ways in which artificial intelligence has filtered into the lives of all of these people, and by the way, all of the rest of us that we don't even think about.
Wow.
And so it becomes kind of how that is shaping this family. It's a fantastic book.
It is.
Highly recommend.
Because I kept I kept reading about it. And Oprah, I think, gave it her number 1 pick. And I'm always sometimes skeptical of Oprah. I think she picks too many heavy books. But when you describe it, you think, oh, this sounds like it's going to be really a downer. But then when you think about it, grief is something that's universal with everybody. So maybe that's the chord that we don't like touching or talking about, or do you know what I mean? And in that way, I could see how this, if it's well done book, it could be, like you said, just fantastic story.
Yeah, and it honestly is not a downer. He's a terrific storyteller, and I don't know, it just feels the way the people in the family interact, and each of them sort of has their own storyline in the book that meld together over the course of the book. It just feels very like a real family.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Buckeye #1, A Marriage at Sea #2.
Marriage at Sea is considered nonfiction.
Nonfiction. Okay. Culpability. And then for true crime lovers, Bone Valley. And I have to ask you, did you read The Widow by John Grisham?
Oh, wait, The Widow. Yeah, I did.
Was it
Because I
good?
interviewed him for it because he came here for Talking Volumes. It's not his best book, but it's good. And it's definitely a rebound from his last one. And he is such a charmer.
Yeah.
What was the
really
last
had
one?
a fun time
Sycamore
chatting with
Row
him.
or?
I don't know. Let's
so
just
many.
read the new one, The Widow, because I've wanted to read
I have
that.
too.
Because I haven't read him in a while, and I've already
Well, his
enjoyed
last
him.
book was I'm sorry. His last book was a long delayed sequel to The Firm, and it was not good. And in fact, I wasn't even convinced he wrote it because it just feels very autopilot-y.
Oh.
But the new one is a return to form, and it's about this woman who goes to a small town lawyer and says, "Hey, I need help with my will. I've got millions and millions of dollars." And first of all, he has to figure out if that's even true. And then somebody dies, and he's accused of it. So there's a little bit of whodunit. It's his first whodunit, actually.
Oh, all right.
And it's called The Widow?
The Widow by John Grisham.
Oh, I gotta get on the list.
I'm on a list forever for that.
Did you ever read Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid? Chris,
I
I'm
did. I did.
curious. Did you like it? Because that's made some people's top 10, and I put that in my most disappointing book list.
Don't
That's
you remember?
number one.
We talked about this when we were with you at the state fair, Chris.
Yeah, I know. A couple of people got mad at me.
Yeah.
But you hadn't read it yet.
No, and I subsequently have, and I didn't love it.
No. And I think
I know that woman was defending it who was disagreeing with you, but
was so cute.
I'm on Team Lori on this one.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. Maybe this is the bane of being a beloved author who's written some really terrific books. You can't do it every single time.
Right.
It's like the movie business or whatever. And I think, because of our love for the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the 6, this one just felt like it dragged on and on and on. It just could have used an editor in the worst way.
But I will give her credit for trying something new.
Yes,
I like
fine.
it that she's not repeating herself. Like
Yeah.
she's definitely stretching and telling different stories.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she could just keep sort of trying to repeat herself. So I'll give her that. But yeah, I think your editor comment is interesting because at some point I think writers maybe do get to the point where they maybe don't have to listen to what other people say,
Right.
even when those other people could help them.
Right. Anyway.
That might be George Clooney's problem too, come to think of it.
Yeah, that with Jay Kelly. More editing was
Poor
needed
Jay
for
Kelly.
both of these things. But I did see that Carrie Soto,
I love
Taylor Jenkins Reid book about the tennis, that is going to be a TV adaptation. And I love how many great books that are out there. And I hope, Hollywood or the streamers or the networks or whatever, they need to be buying stuff that women are writing and turning it into TV series. I mean, look at Heated Rivalry based on the woman from Canada, her game changer hockey romance. That's just blowing up the whole world. Everyone is so delighted with the hot hockey romance. Are you not on board with that, Chris? Do you know about that?
I haven't seen it. My friend Jake keeps telling me I need to watch
You
it.
do.
But
Oh.
now I see that it's getting canceled.
No,
Which I don't
it's
get
been
'cause-
renewed. It's been renewed for the second season. There are 6 books in this Game Changer series.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I am all over this, Chris, because there's nothing. I have been waiting for a hot hockey romance. I don't care if it's 2 guys, 2 gals, a whole bunch of them, girl, guy. It doesn't matter. The world of hockey has been ripe for horniness for years, and nobody's done it. And this Rachel Reed,
knew?
this Canadian author, just really set
Yeah.
book talk kind of on fire a couple years ago. But
Yeah,
I
it's
just
coming
thought of
back.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a different show, I guess. I just thought of a slang term for those hockey romance that I can't say in your podcast.
Yeah, you
but
can.
It's puck and a word that
You don't
puck and a
have
word
to.
that rhymes with puck.
oh yeah, right.
I just read a hockey kind of romance.
You did? And
Yeah.
did you enjoy it?
I like romance. You know, I'm not even going to say my books.
No, but romance is, I think, Chris, tell me if I'm wrong, isn't that the best-selling genre of book, romance?
I think that's right. And there are all these romance stores popping up all over the place. We have 2 in our state already, and I think they're just becoming hotter. Actually, the book I'm reading now is a romance that's set in Red Wing.
Yeah.
What is it called?
It doesn't come out until mid-January, but I'm going to interview the author is the reason I'm reading it now. It's called The Jilted Countess, and it's based on a crazy true story. This Hungarian countess.
We got a copy of that book.
Not
Oh,
we.
did you?
Lori
Yes.
hoards them. And
No, we just got one copy, and I
Read it.
have it at
Give it
home.
to me to read first.
Okay, I will. The
It's
Jilted
fun.
Countess.
It has a very old-fashioned quality, and it's based on a true story. This Hungarian countess meets a Minnesotan over in Europe during World War II, comes here to marry him. He's already married to somebody else. So she goes to the Minneapolis Star newspaper columnist and says, find me a husband. I only have 2 weeks before I have to go back to Hungary, and I don't want to go back to Hungary. So he helps her find a husband, and she gets married, and they move to Red Wing.
Oh, I love that.
That's amazing.
I love that.
That's amazing.
Okay.
All right, so where can people find this list of books that Chris has been talking about?
Star Tribune.
Right?
StarTribune.com. Yep.
Okay.
And there is a holiday special going on with the StarTribune.com. I told everyone about your Black Friday special. But
Julia's always hustling for subscriptions. People need to pay for.
Well, I'm gonna be
our
honest.
journalists. We
Thank
don't want
you.
you to go away.
But your arts and entertainment features have blown up. I feel like there's so much more there. I mean, Chris, you write, how many columns a week do you do? 2 or 3? Feels like.
Oh, it varies. Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends on what's going on. But
It's good
I'm
stuff.
busy.
And we've always loved you,
totally.
Neil Justin, John Bream, Allison Kaplan's there now. Our people.
Chris Riemann-Schneider.
Chris
from
Riemann
music,
Schneider,
yeah.
of course. One question: are you following the ice skating because the Winter Olympics are coming up?
Of course I am.
I know. Well,
I
who,
went to my
We're going to have
the
you
Grand-
on for when the Olympics open in Milan, unless you're going.
anytime. I'm not going.
all right.
okay,
But-
who should we watch for?
Well, Alyssa Liu, who became the U.S. champion when she was, I think, 13, then went to the previous Olympics and retired immediately after at I think 16, and now has come back within the last year and just won the figure skating Grand Prix.
Oh,
So she'll be a favorite at the Olympics to win for sure a medal and possibly gold. And she's just a delightful personality too. If she makes a splash at the Olympics, she's going to blow up and she's going to become a superstar because she's amazing.
she has a good story because
And-
I've read about her. Yeah.
She's a good story. And the other one is Ilya Malinin, who's the only person in the world. He's also American. He's the only person in the world who can do a quadruple axel. And he'll be doing at least 2 of them at the Olympics. And no matter what, he's a lock to win the gold because he's so much better than everybody else in the world.
Really. I love how much your passion is for ice skating.
Oh, I mean, it's the best. It's the best thing about the Winter Olympics, as far as I'm concerned. That and downhill skiing,
And
I do
hockey.
like that, and hockey.
My friend Dave and I watched the Grand Prix series together on TV, and we've had probably 5 Saturdays in the last month and a half where we just sit in his chairs for 8 hours watching on Peacock. And at the end of it, we're like, oh, we just ate a lot of Doritos and did nothing else all day and love it.
Funny.
I love it.
Lindsey Vonn won this.
Did she win?
Yes, she won.
Because she's back.
Yeah, that's amazing. She's 41 years old and come back after these injuries, and that was really fun to see.
Yeah,
that.
it's when I read that she was doing that, I mean, I don't really follow skiing that much, but I thought that's got to be a terrible idea. It was a great idea.
Yeah.
She has
And we've got Jessie
renewed
Diggins
passion.
to follow too.
Jessie
Yes.
Diggins, our cross-country skier from
So
Minnesota.
she'll be competing.
That'll be exciting. And I think there's a curling team from Minnesota that's
Of
apparently
course,
really
there
good.
better
And-
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for the Olympics.
Oh, when do they start?
February.
Oh, February. Okay.
February 7th or something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty early in February.
This was so much fun.
Yeah, Chris.
Totally.
Thank
We
you.
could talk
See
all
you
day
guys.
to you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. And if you don't follow Chris Hewitt, tell everyone about your social media and everything. How
Your
do people-
handles.
Your handles.
Oh, I'm Hewitt Strib, HEWITTSTRIB on both Instagram and Twitter.
And you're really a great follow. You always share what I'm reading now. I love that.
Oh, yeah, I always do.
Yeah,
and
you do.
And you're just a great guy.
Yeah, and full of good
Well, thanks.
information, and we really
Back that
appreciate it. And we'll see you on our pod again soon, we hope.
I hope so. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Happy holidays, hon.
You too. Bye, guys.
All right. Thanks
Bye.
for hanging out with us. This was a blast.
This was a blast. Julia, thanks for hanging out.
You're no kidding. We'll talk to you soon.